There are many ways in which we use technology for. Astronauts use it, scientists, teachers. One can use a computer to do some research on history, broaden your knowledge into different kinds of cultures that we have in this world. If you use Google Earth to learn a bit more about geography, or Google Sky to learn the constellations of the stars, of course, if you're a little kid, then most likely you'll be playing video games or using social media. But if you're an adult, you can do some research online on the different kinds of courses that you can take for free and get a diploma for finishing them. You can learn how to program or even cook. Of course, technology can be important and necessary at times, such as having a card to be able to transfer yourself from one place to another, or take, for example, this course. It is certainly necessary to have access to a computer or internet. The rapid evolution of technology has affected our lifestyle drastically. Imagine the future, 50 to 100 years from now. How will our generation be? Controlled by technology, maybe? Today, an average of 2 to 5 kids show that they can do a simple math problem without the help of a calculator or computer. Now, one can easily go home, turn on their smartphones, and ask Siri to give them the answers to their homework sheets. How will this help us pass our state exams in order to graduate when we aren't even allowed to use this kind of technology? This is only idiotizing a generation. This will prohibit us from having engineers, doctors, scientists, mathematicians in the future who will know how to work out a simple math problem without the help of a calculator or computer, but will be able to do it on his or her own. Children's imaginations are now just blank. Kids indulge themselves with texting and playing video games. This causes them to have elevated exasperation, leading them to get frustrated whenever they are asked to do any task while using electronic devices. Author Belsham stated that one computer can easily do the work of 10 people. This is a disadvantage of technological advances because it makes human workers retain less value. But this says that companies do not have to employ that many people to get one job done. That means less job opportunities, which could lead our nation into another Great Depression. Throughout the speeches I have done on this topic, for this class, I have been bombarded with feedback saying how technology has made their life much more simpler. And I agree. Some people can now work from home, saving money on transfer for gasoline. Or take, for example, having your cell phone as an alarm clock. Like, I can bet that half of you, at least in this class, use your cell phones to wake you up, right? Am I right? Yes? Or like your GPS. It's okay to get lost once in a while. I don't know the streets everywhere here in the city, right? Many of you, it's about half the class over there? Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
Technology has made us human life less stressful, but for some people, it has made the contrary. Jen Coffin is an example of this. She uses her cell phone and writes, and I quote, "I'm so addicted to this device that I stop mid-5 to rush to send this message. My BlackBerry runs my life." This type of addiction can ruin relationships. Her boyfriend calls her laptop, which she brings to bed every night, the other man. "It's a compulsion like an itch you have to scratch," says Hoffman. "There's no shut-up switch. There used to be boundaries, but now there are no boundaries," says Beth Feldman. "I live and die in email," says IT manager Christopher Post. "I find a PDA to be a double-edged sword. It can certainly allow you to do a lot more in any given day. I tend to lose out on a lot of other experiences, like when I should be paying attention at the dinner table." Now, don't you see what technology is doing to us? Besides the psychological side effects of the misuse of technology, there also comes health issues that can be caused by technology, particularly cell phones. The most harmful of all is the radiation that is emitted from these devices. Although it is yet to be known how harmful this issue could be, researchers are more and more concerned due to the fact that there are more users using these devices, especially little kids. Spending too much time using your cell phones may cause you to start hallucinating that you feel or vibrate your cell phone. This is commonly known as phantom vibrations. In a recent study, 68% of cell phone users think they feel or hear their cell phones vibrate, only to realize that they weren't carrying the devices with them. Laptops are also known to cause this kind of effects. Laptops are known to give second-degree burns by having a computer in your lap. It has also been proven that Facebook can affect brain activity. This is a disorder called attention deficient. What this disorder does to you is that it won't let you focus on stuff, and It won't let you take control of your own behavior, leading you to be overactive. There is something else strangely called stress mode 24/7. What this disorder does is that once one arrives home from school or work to de-stress from the activities of that day, one immediately goes online and surfs the web, so you don't even give your brain the chance to relax even for a bit. Of course, and here I quote something, people joke about being crazy busy, but they don't realize that it's as harmful for them as obesity or cigarette smoking. They get toxic stress and burn up energy rapidly and wastefully. In that state, they do bad work, lose friends, and lose clients. It's bad for them in every measurable way, says Dr. Hellenbach. I'm here to speak for all generations to come. Of course, all of these issues I have addressed to you are only based on the overuse of technology, but that doesn't mean we can't do anything about it. Throughout the years, technology has advanced mankind, from the bow and arrow to the smartphones you are carrying in your pockets. There are many benefits that have resulted due to the modernization of devices we use. Take into consideration all of the negative effects I have addressed to you earlier in my speech. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to my speech. I hope you have a wonderful day.